what are the logics involved in factory design pattern. So basically, guys, in factory design pattern, three different logics are involved. Three different logics are involved. Now, we will implement all this logic to write a program. Yes, we will implement all the logic to write a program, guys. So fine, let us do a revision kind of thing, whatever we studied in last class, then we will proceed with the program, guys. Yes, so in last class we started with what is design pattern. Okay, design pattern is nothing but it is an optimized solution. We discussed in last class, just revision kind of thing, guys. So design pattern is nothing but it is an optimized solution for commonly recurring problem. So we saw a small example as well. Geo is nothing but it is an optimized solution for Aircel, Airtel, BSNL. Yes. So if you want to give any real-time example, so you can give example as MVC architecture. You can give an example as MVC architecture for this design pattern. Yeah, so MVC stands for model view controller. M for model, V for view, C for controller. So you will learn MVC once you will go for springs. Yeah, now it's not required. So you will learn MVC architecture once you will start with spring space. Yeah. So coming about this factory design pattern, it is broadly classified into two types. So first is creational design pattern and second is factory design pattern. Yes, basically design pattern is of two types, that is creational design pattern and factory design pattern. Coming about creational design pattern, it involves only object creation logic. So just here we are going to create the object. Here we will create the implementation object. That's it. Now, coming about factory design pattern, it is the one which creates or produces different object of same type. It will create and produce, guys, different object of same type. So object will be type will be same, but we can have different object. So in last class we saw watch factory can produce the product will be watch itself, but type can be different. So it can be fast track watch, it can be Sonata watch, and so many things. Yes. So coming about this factory design pattern, it will take input as string. It will take input as string and it will return output as object. Yeah, so it will take input as, let's say, if that is a watch factory, it will take input as raw materials, watch raw materials, and it will return object as watch. Yes, so these things we discussed already. Next, we saw what is abstraction, what is interface. So I'm not going to repeat these things, guys, because you are learning abstraction interface from LKG class, right? Yes, from LKG class in the sense that time you join JS Spider from the OOPS principles itself. So I'm not going to repeat these things. Now, coming about factory design pattern, basically it involves three different logic. Basically, it involves three different logic. The first is implementation logic, second is object creation logic, and third is utilization logic or consumer logic. So coming about first, implementation logic, it is the basic fundamental logic according to which an object has to be created. An object has to be created. So let's say if you want to build a house, yes, if you want to build a house, so first you will have a blueprint, right? First, you will have a blueprint of the house. According to this blueprint, you have to start building the house. Yes, according to this blueprint itself, you have to start building the house. So that's what it is, a basic fundamental logic which contains only implementation. So just we will have a plan how we will proceed with the project, how we will build a house, how we will design application. So in this logic, just we are going to plan. We will get an outer layer kind of thing, you can see. Yes. Once this plan is ready, we will start construction of the house. So that is nothing but your object creation logic. So it is used to create implementation object by using factory or helper method. So we know, guys, if we are going to make use of interface, we cannot create normal object. We have to create an implementation object. So how we can create implementation object in the sense by using factory or helper method. So that's what That's what, guys, basically object creation logic. Here we will create the implementation object based on implementation logic. So we'll create an object based on implementation logic. Now you will create a blueprint, right? Based on this blueprint itself, you will build the house. Correct. So that's what this blueprint, you can say implementation logic, and based on this blueprint, you will build the house, that is object creation logic. And after that, we have something as utilization or consumer logic. So this is the most important logic. By using this logic, we will access the functionality. We will access the functionality. So first we will design, first we will have the blueprint of the house, next we will build the house, next we will use the house, right? We will stay in the house. That is nothing but your utilization logic. So guys, now we will see one program which will demonstrate all these logics. Yes, now we will see one program which is going to demonstrate all these logics. So already in case of core Java also, you learned that program. Yes, but now we'll see one program which will demonstrate all these logics. Yes, so let us open Eclipse and we'll proceed with the program, guys. Okay. So this was just a revision. So just I was little fast, guys, little quick. Yeah. So fine, let me create a, okay. Fine, so let me create a project, guys, new project. So let us create a new project. So hit Control N and type, select here Java project. And select here Java project. And let's say the project name is JDBC basics. Something else I'm going to give. I'll click on next and then finish. So here you have to give no. If you will give yes, then it will go back to your Java perspective. Yes, it will go back to your Java perspective. So we have to say no. So you can see one project has been created here. One project has been created. So guys, we learned what is abstraction. Yes, we learned what is abstraction. Now, how we can achieve abstraction, guys? Whatever we learned in last two class, we will implement in a same program, guys. How we can achieve abstraction? Can anyone tell me? Interface, correct? Yeah, they can achieve with the help of interface. So first, guys, I'll create an interface in same program. We will complete. Yes, in same program we will see abstraction, and in that program itself we will implement. Yeah, we will implement all these logics. So let's say I'll right click on control. Yeah, right click on SRC or just hit Control N. Just hit Control N, and here I'm going to select class. Okay, so first I need to create interface, okay, so I select interface, and even I need to create a package. So in same step you can create package as well. So top you can see package name. So here itself you can give the package name. So as we know, according to company standard, package name will start either from org or com. So you can use org or com as well. So I'll say com dot. After com, guys, we have to make use of organization name. Yes. Or let's say we have to use company name. So let's say the company name is JSP, JS Python. Next, we have to make use of application name. So let's say JDBC project. JDBC project. After that, we have to give module name. So let's say module 1. Yes. So you have to follow this structure, guys, whenever you are going to design any real-time project. Yes, so now let's say the name, let me, yeah, so what interface name I should use, guys? Yes, what interface name I should use? Can you tell, let me know one interface name? Yes, one interface name, guys. We discussed in last class, right? Yes, so basically what is interface? It's the medium between user and device. So can I take switch? Can I take switch as interface? So I'll take I switch. I is going to represent interface. So I switch. Yes, so I'm going to take switch as an interface, then I'll click on finish. Yes. So guys, with the help of switch, what we can do? Yes, with the help of switch, what functionality we can do? What operation we can perform? Yes, we can turn on and turn off. Yes. So let's say void on. You know, by default method will be public and static, right? So next void off. Void on, void off. And these two are nothing but, guys, these two are nothing but your abstract method. So mandatory we have to provide the implementation. So for that, I'll create one class. For that, I'll create a class. So let's say the class name I'm going to give as a, so with the help of switch, let's say I want to operate tube light. I'm going to operate tube light. So I'll create a class tube light. Even I want to operate one more thing. So let's say I'm going to operate, I want to operate LED light. LED light. And I'll click on finish. So we have created two classes. So guys, can I say these tube light and LED light is nothing but implementation class? Yes, these are nothing but subclass or implementation class. This tube light and LED light is nothing but, guys, subclass or implementation class. So here we are going to write your first type of logic, that is implementation. Yes, here we will write your first logic, that is implementation logic. Yes, here we'll write implementation logic. So in these two classes, guys, very simple. Since it's a subclass, implementation class, so here we will provide the implementation for these two abstract method, whatever we have declared in interface. So I'll write implements. Since it's the interface, guys, I'll write implements iSwitch. Implements iSwitch. Similarly, for this tube light class also, I'll say implements iSwitch. Now, guys, hold on. We are getting an error. Hold on. We are getting an error. Why we are getting an error, guys? Yes, because you can see this tube light class is a concrete class. Yes, this tube light class is nothing but it is a concrete class. In concrete class, we cannot have abstract method. But you can see from the switch interface, abstract method has been inherited. So this tube light is nothing but, guys, it is a concrete class because we have not used abstract keyword. So in concrete class, we should not have any abstract. That is the reason compiler is giving left and right. So what we will do, guys, just mouse over on this class and you will get an option, add unimplemented method. You will get an option, guys, add unimplemented method. So just mouse over and click on add unimplemented method. And you will get the method declaration here. By default, you will get the method declaration, guys. So remove these things, unwanted line. Similarly, I'll go to LED light and again, I'll click on add unimplemented methods. So guys, if you want to delete this line, what you will do? If you want to remove this, what you will do? Yes, I want to remove this thing. Very good. So you have to make use of Control D, Control plus D. So which helps user to delete the complete line. So select the line, Control D, Control D, Control D, and so on. Yes. So we got these two methods. Now, guys, if you want to minimize or maximize your Eclipse screen, so what you will do now? If you want to minimize or maximize your Eclipse screen, then what you will do? So you will hit Control plus M. Yes, if you want to create something new, you will say Control plus N. If you want to minimize, maximize, Control M. So if you want to maximize, guys, or minimize, I'll hit Control. You can see we got that. Fine. Let us not worry about that. Yeah. So guys, here, since we have created the implementation class, so here we have to write the implementation logic. So basically, we have to provide body for these two methods. So fine, guys, let's say I'm going to give a body as sysout. Just we need to wait, my system is a bit lagging because of multiple programs I have in Eclipse. Yes, just wait for a few seconds. And let's say I'm going to give a point here, Dabba fellow, Dabba, I'll give implementation as Dabba fellow study. Study, light is on. Let's say tube light is on. Dabba fellow study, tube light is on. Yes. So what about for off, guys? For off, what I should give? For on, I'll say Dabba fellow study, light tube light is on. For off, what I should give, guys? Sleep. Okay. Dabba fellow. Okay, Dabba fellow. Not Dabba fellow, okay, some other thing. Congrats. Congrats. You are saving the energy or saving the electricity. Something is spelling mistake, guys, just ignore it. Okay. Electricity. So congrats, you are saving the electricity. Okay. Yeah, that also you can give. Fine, guys. So again, in this tubelight class also, let me give something. Sysout light is, okay, let's say LED light is on. Get up and study. Something like this I'm going to give, get up and study. You can give whatever you want. Yes. Sysout. Okay, fine. So for this, I'll give Dabba fellow turn on turn on LED light and study. LED light and study. Yes, some implementation I'm going to give so that we'll get to know. So guys, now you can see we have, yes, now we are done with implementation logic. We are done with guys implementation logic. So this is known as implementation logic. So you will inherit the method and you will provide the implementation. So that particular class is known as implementation class, and in that class we will write implementation logic. Now, after this, which logic we have to write, guys? After this, which logic we have to write? Implementation logic is done. Now, which logic? Object creation logic, correct? So I'll create a class and I'll give a class name as light factory. I'll give a class name as light factory. You can give class name whatever you want based on your requirement, based on your choice. So I'll give a class name as light factory. And in this class, I'm going to write in this class, we will create the implementation object. So basically, this is something as this class is going to perform object creation logic. So here we'll write object creation logic. And basically this light factory is known as helper class. This light factory, guys, is known as helper class. Yes, what is helper class? It is a class where we are going to implement object creation logic. So what is helper class, guys? It is the one, or it is a class where user will create or user will write object creation logic. So this light factory is going to act as a helper class. Now, so guys, now we have to create the object. Now we have to create the object. So now all of you concentrate here. This is a bit tricky and interesting also. Now, how we can access the functionality now? Yes, I want to access the functionality. So in case of abstraction, how we can access the functionality? In case of abstraction, upcasting, right? In case of abstraction, we used to perform upcasting, but here we will create the implementation object of interface and we will access the functionality. Yes, here what we will do, guys, we will create implementation object and then we will access the functionality. So let's say I'm going to use a factory or helper method. I'm going to define a factory or helper method. So I can say get light. Get light is nothing but factory or helper method. Get light is nothing but factory or helper method. So as we discussed, guys, factory or helper method is going to, yes, so here get light is nothing but your factory or helper method. So guys, what factory helper method will take input? Yes, or tell me what factory design pattern will take input? Yes, it will take input as string. Yes, it will take input as string. So I'll say string type. So here type is going to represent which implementation class you are going to call. So that's what it will take input as string. So I'll say string type and get light is a factory or helper. Now this get light will return implementation object. Will return implementation object of an interface. So implementation object name will be iSwitch itself. Let's say if the class name is demo, so the name of object will be demo itself. Yes, but that object will be pointed by multiple reference if you create multiple objects. Similarly, the name of implementation object and the name of interface will be same. So I want this method as static so that with the help of class name we can call the method. So I'll say public static public static I switch. I'll say guys, public static I switch and get light is the factory or helper method, which will take input as string, and what it will return, guys? Yes, factory helper method will take input as string, and what it should return now? Very good. So it should return implementation object, or it should return object basically. Yes. It's written what, guys? Object. So I'll say if type yes. So I'm going to make use of this type, guys. I'm going to make use of this type now. So user can pass the tube light in uppercase. User can pass tube light in lowercase, or user can pass tube light in mixed. Correct. If he's not a good programmer, then what will happen, guys? He can start if he will pass tube light in uppercase, lowercase, or whatever. Yes. So I need to ignore the case as well. Yes, whatever user is going to pass, I need to ignore the case. So what, by using which function, guys, by using which method, we can ignore the case? Yes, by using which function, guys, we can ignore the case. Very good. So we have to make use of type dot equals ignore case. And here I'll pass the class name. Here I'll pass the class name. So first, I'm going to create the object of tube light. So let's say I'll pass it tube light because I need to ignore the case. So type dot equal ignore case. So user will pass the name of string, like let's say he or she is going to pass the class name that will be stored in the type variable, and we have to ignore the case now. So here I'll say once if user will pass the object, if user will pass tube light, then I need to return the object of tube light, guys. So I'll say return new tube light. Return new tube light. Yes. So what I'll do, I'll return the object of tube light. So similarly, if user will pass some other thing, so user can pass LED light as well. So I'll say type dot equals ignore case, and here I'll pass, let's say LED light. So if user will pass object or name as LED light, then I need to return the object of return new LED light. So based on user requirement, we are creating object and we are returning. Now let's say if user will pass something else. Yes, if user will pass something else except this LED light and tube light, then I need to return what, guys? Let's say user will pass fan, user will pass TV, user will pass some other device. In that case, what we need to return, guys? Yes, very good. So we need to return null value. So return null. Return null. That's it, guys. So this is all about what, guys? This is all about your object creation logic. So light factory is the helper class. Get light is a factory helper method which will take input as string, and based on the value passed, it will return some object. So I need to ignore the case, so I'm using equal ignore case. Now, if you want, just print the statement as well. Okay, so before return, we have to do right. So let's say tube light object. If user will pass tube light, then we have to create the object of tube light. So I'll say tube light object is created. TubeLight object is created, guys. Similarly, here I'll pass LED light object is created. LED light object is created. Yes, now here what I need to pass, guys? Here, if we are going to return null, then what I should print? What I should print, guys? Yes, can I write here invalid device? Yes, invalid device, or let's say I can pass no device found, something like this. Invalid device, no device found. No device found. You can give only one thing, that's okay. I'm printing both. If you want, you can give no device found or invalid device. That's okay. Now, guys, so we are done with two different logic. We are done with implementation logic. We are done with object creation logic. We are done with object creation logic. So is it clear, guys? Up to here, any doubt? Yes, up to here, guys, any doubt? Okay, so now which logic we have to write, guys? Now we have to write which logic? Okay, so guys, see here, few of you is having doubt. Yes, we have to write utilization logic. So few of you is having doubt. So see here. So here what we have to do, we have to create the object. User will pass LED light. We have to create the object of LED light. If we user will pass tube light, we have to create the object of tube light. So simply we have created a class. So I'm saying the class name is nothing but light factory. I'm saying class name is nothing but light factory. So this light factory is going to, yes, I can say this light factory is nothing but it is a, this light factory is nothing but it is a helper class. Now, why I'll say helper class? Because it contains helper method. It contains helper method. Why I'll say, guys, helper class? Because this class itself, in this class itself, we have declared helper method. Yes, so what is helper class basically? It is the one which helps user to create implementation object by using factory or helper method. Yes, so basically what is a helper class, guys? It is a class which helps user to create implementation object by using factory or helper method. So I'll say light factory is nothing but it is a helper class. Why helper class? Because it contains helper method. So guys, here I have declared get light as the factory or helper method. Now we discussed long back, that is factory design pattern will take input as string and it will return output as object, guys. So coming about this get light, it is going to accept, it will accept input as string. So let's say I declare string type. What is this type, guys? So this type is going to represent the implementation class. This type is going to represent, guys, that implementation class. Yes, so get light. Get light is a factory helper method and it will take some string as input. Now, based on this string as input, it will return some object as well. So that's what. So get light is a factory helper method, and this I switch is going to act as implementation object. This I switch, guys, it is nothing but it is a implementation object. This I switch is nothing but, guys, it is a implementation object. Let's say the class name is demo. If the class name is demo, then object name will be demo itself. Then even object name will be demo itself, guys. Similarly, interface name and implementation object name will be same. You can use any name because you can say dinga, dingy, chinga, chingy, whatever you want. Yes. So now guys, many of you have doubt why we are using get light. You can use any name. It is not required you should use get light only. You can use your name as well. Yes, you can use your name as well. You can make use of dinga here. You can make use of dingy here, whatever you want. So that is not a big deal. It is just the factory helper method name defined by the user. Yes, you can make use of dinga, you can make use of dingy, you can make use of JS spider, whatever you want. Yes, just to understand this particular class will return the implementation object, I'm using getLight. Yes, you can use getSwitch as well. Yes, you can like get switch implementation as well. It is just a method, don't worry. Yes, I'll use get switch implementation. Whatever you want, you can use it. Yes. So now guys, we discussed these many things. Now after this, let's see. Now if user will pass input as tube light, if user will pass the class name implementation class name as tube light, then we have to create the object of tube light. We have to create the object of tube light. But user can pass tube light in mixed case, uppercase, lowercase, uppercase, upper, lower, upper, anything. So we have to ignore it. So for that, we'll make use of a function that is equal ignore case. So we will say we will use this type dot equal ignore case tube light. So if user will pass tube light, we will create an object of tube light and we will return. We'll create an object of tube light and we will return it. If user will pass LED light, we'll create the object of LED light and we will return it. If user is not going to pass, either if user will not pass tube light or LED light, then we will return null. Then we are going to return null. Why? What is the requirement to declare two factory helper method? It is completely waste, right? You can declare it. So you have to declare, you have to make use of two helper class, or you can do it here itself. What is like it's completely waste, Anand? Yes, you can declare it, not a big deal. You can declare two factory helper method as well. You cannot use string. Oh God, you people will ask some silly things. Just now I explained why we will use equals ignore case. So equals ignore case will ignore the case, right? If I'm going to pass lowercase and uppercase, that should be ignored, right? That is the reason I'm passing here. Because user can pass tube light in uppercase, lowercase, uppercase. So I need to ignore that. So I'm using here equal ignore case. Yes. So Kishore, let's say if you are going to create the object, if you have class name as demo, then what you will return? You will not return the object name as Dinga, right? Yes. If your class name is demo, yes, if your class name is demo, you will create the object. So you will say demo d equals to new demo. Yes. So here what object will be returned? Yes, here object will be demo object itself, it will be returned. Yes, demo object itself, it will be returned. So here I'm going to create an implementation object. So obviously iSwitch will be the implementation object. Yes, that's it. Yes, any other doubt, guys? Is it clear now? This object, yes, this object creation logic, is it clear for everyone? Yes, everyone, guys, why I'm using this, why I'm using that. Is it clear for everyone now? Yeah, that's cool. So we will go for next class. We will go for next implementation, that is utilization logic. So let's say I'm going to give here main class. I'll give a class name as main class. You can give whatever you want. Yes, finish. Now here I'm going to give this as a consumer or utilization logic. consumer or utilization loss. Now let me take here main method, guys. Now I want to give input with the help of, I want dynamic input at runtime. So guys, what I'll do, I'll make use of scanner class. I want dynamic inputs, I'll make use of scanner class. So I'll say scanner s equals to new scanner. Scanner s equals to new scanner. Now I'll ask sysout enter. I'll take all the input from the user, guys. So I'll say enter the type of light, enter the type of light you want, or enter the device to be operated you want. You can give whatever you want, guys. Again, enter the type of light you want to operate. You want to operate. And I need to declare a variable so that there I can store it. So I'll say string choice equals to sc dot next. Yes, sc dot next. Yeah, sc dot next. So guys, which method will create an implementation object? Yes, which method is going to create the implementation object of iSwitch? Get switch implementation, or let's say guys, get light better. You can use whatever you want, but that's okay. Get light. So can I say get light, guys? So get light is nothing but it is a method. Yes. So get light is going to return what, guys? It will create an implementation object. But hold on, since it is a, yes, this get light is a static method and is present in some other class. So we need to make use of a class name as well. So we will say light factory dot get light factory dot get light. And here what we have to pass, guys? Here we have to pass the string again, right? So here I'll pass choice. Here I'll pass choice, because you can see get light is going to accept some input. So it will accept some input as string. So I need to pass here some input, guys. So that is choice. Yes. So basically, if I use this, then automatically compiler will go to this particular class. Yes, compiler will go to this particular class and it will check what input is passed by user. Based on that if block or else block or else if will be executed. So once object is created, guys, we know in case of abstraction, we should access the functionality with the help of interface. With the help of interface, guys. So I'll make use of an interface that is iSwitch. I'll make use of an interface that is iSwitch. So guys, let's say you are going to create an object. So you will say new demo. Yes, let us assume, guys, new demo, or let's say new tube light. New tube light. And if you want to store this, yes, you have created the object. So if you want to store in some variable, don't write tube light A, B, and all. So just hit Control 1. Just hit Control 1 and you will get an option here, assign statement to local variable. Just hit Control 1 and select assign statement to local variable, enter. So automatically one variable will be assigned for. Yes, automatically one variable will be assigned. So don't write tube light again variable equals to. Instead of that, guys, what we can do, just after writing new tube light, hit Control 1. You will get an option here, assign statement to new local variables. Just select and hit enter. So automatically one variable will be assigned and your object address will be stored. So let's not talk about that. Yes. So guys, now you can see we have created an implementation object. So next, what we have to do, guys, we have to call the method. Yes, we have to call the method to perform some functionality. So how we can call the method, guys? Now, can anyone tell me? I want to call turn on and turn off method. So how I can call the method? Yes, guys, how I can call the method? Yes, so we need to make use of this reference, upcasted reference. So basically, yeah. Basically, you can see, guys, again, we are performing upcasting. We are creating the object of subclass, that is light factory, and we are storing in a superclass, that is switch. So here we are performing basically upcasting, guys. Yes, we are performing here upcasting. So we'll say light dot on. Light dot on. Similarly, I'll say light dot off. Light dot on, light dot off. So again, it is going to ask the choice. Yes, it is going to ask the choice. So if I pass tube light, then it will come to this class and one object of tube light will be created. If I pass here LED light, then one object of LED light will be created and will be returned. If I pass something else, then compiler is going to return none. Guys, clear up to here? Any doubt? Yes, is it clear? Yes, guys, is it clear for everyone? I hope you are getting the things properly, right? Okay, that's good. If you remember your abstraction program, guys, then it will become very easy. No, here no need to create jar file, Harshita. Whenever you will connect your Java application with database, then you need a jar file. If you are going to write normal program, then no need to use jar file. See, this is nothing but your normal program, right? That even we have used in case of core Java. So whenever you will connect Java application and database, in that case you have to add, not for the normal programs. Yes, I hope you got the concepts. So now let us execute this. Chetan, I'm creating an object and I'm storing in a variable. Yes, I'm performing upcasting. If you forget the upcasting, I can't help you out, Chetan. Yes, just I'm calling this getLight factory, which will return object of the class implementation class, and I'm storing in a variable iSwitch. So basically, we are creating the object of subclass and we are storing in superclass. So here superclass is iSwitch. Yes. So these things you should know before proceeding. Yes. So fine, guys. Let us execute now. It is asking enter the type of light you want to operate. So let's say I want to operate LED light. So I'll pass the class name as LED light. So you can see LED light object is created. LED light is on. Get up and study. The buffalo turn on the light and study. Something like this. Now I'll give here something as, let's say I'll give here tube light. So the tube light class implementation will be called. Tube light class implementation, guys, it will be called. You can see tube light object is created. The buffalo study, tube light is on. Congrats, you are saving the next. Now, let's say I'll pass here fan. Yes, let's say I'll pass here fan, guys. Now what will happen? Okay, so we should get what, guys? We should get no device found, else part will execute it, and even we will get an error. Even, guys, we will get an error, guys, here. Even we will get an error. Now I don't want this error. I don't want this error. So what I need to do, guys? Okay, we need to use try catch block. Yes, you can go for try catch block, no doubt at all. Yes, Naveen, spelling should be correct. Yeah, we need to handle the exception. Or can I use one thing, guys? Can I make use of if condition here? I'll say if light not equal to null. If light not equal to null, then only I'm going to call these methods. Yes, if light not equal to null. Yes, if light is equals to null, then these methods won't be called. If we will get object as null, then we are not going to call on and off method. Yes. So I'll say here if light not equal to null. Yes, that's what. So I'm using here if condition, and I'm telling if light is not equal to null, in the sense if we are getting some object, then only I'll call the method. Yes, if we are getting some object from the factory helper class, then only we should call this. Otherwise, we will not call. So let us execute now and let's see what's happening now. So I'll pass here. Let's say I'll pass here this time TV. Yes, so we don't have any implementation class by name TV. So it will return what, guys? Invalid device found. It will return this time invalid device found. Yes, invalid device or no device found. So if instead of doing this, instead of handling by using try catch, what we are doing is we are checking the condition. If we are getting some object, then only I'll call this method. So guys, basically what is null pointer exception, guys? What is null pointer exception? If someone will ask what is null pointer exception, what you will say? Yes, Baswaraj, even you can do that. Yeah. Yes, if someone will ask what is null pointer exception, what you will say? Yes. So basically, guys, null pointer exception is nothing but it is a yes. What is null pointer exception, guys? So basically, pointing to an object which is not present, which is pointing to an object which is not present, pointing to an object which is not present. In that case, compiler throws an exception. In that case, compiler throws an exception known as null pointer exception. So guys, if any object is not present and it will try to fetch the data, yes, then we will get what, guys? Null pointer exception. Let's say guys, if you remember your normal exception, guys, if I'll say string A semicolon and I'll try to fetch something, I'll say A dot char at index. Let's say I'll pass index as 0. So just we have assigned a variable. We have assigned a variable that is string A. But hold on, we are getting an error. Okay, so it is going to act as a local variable basically. If you will declare it outside the main, then yeah. So in this case, we will get an exception that is known as null pointer exception. So let's not talk about that. Yes. So now, guys, what is costly resource? What is costly resource, guys? Yes, can anyone tell me what is costly resource? Yes, that's what default value is null. Yes, what is costly resource? So basically, guys, the resources which makes use of system property. Yes, so basically cost resource is nothing but the resources which makes use of system property is known as is known as is known as costly resource. Yeah. So yes, you can say memory as well. So the resources which makes use of system properties known as costly resource. So guys, can I say in this current program, currently scanner class will make use of system property? Can I say guys, scanner class is going to make use of system property to take the input from the user? Yes, so basically here costly. Yes, so basically here scanner class is the costly resource. Basically here scanner class is the costly resource. So if you will mouse over and you can see here, you are getting one warning, guys. You are getting one warning. It is telling us resource leakage. SC never closed. So we are getting a warning here, resource leakage. SC is not closed. So whenever we are going to make use of costly resource, after using it, we have to close. After using it, we have to close. So guys, if we will not close the costly resource, so whether compiler will throw an error? Yes, if we are not going to close the costly resource, whether compiler will throw an error, guys? No, compiler will not throw an error. But if you will use multiple costly resource and if you forget to close, then performance of an application will be reduced. Then performance of an application will be decreased. Yes, so remember what is costly resource? The resources which makes use of system properties is known as costly resource. So if we are not going to close costly resource, compiler will not throw any error. But meanwhile, if we will use multiple costly resource and if we will not close it, then performance of the application or performance of the system will decrease. So let us close this costly resource. So I will say here sc dot close. So now you can see you will not get any warning, guys. The time you have closed the costly resource, you are not going to get any warning. If I'll comment this again, you will get a warning. You will get a warning. But if I'll remove this, you can see you will not get the warning. So always, guys, we should have, it is always a good practice to close all the costly resources. So in case of JDBC, we will have multiple costly resources. So we have to close it after using it. If we will not close, then compiler will not throw any error, but it will throw one small warning, and meanwhile, performance of an application will be decreased. That's all, guys. Now let us execute. So you can see we are getting, if I'll pass a fan, I'm getting invalid device because fan implementation class is not present. So it is throwing invalid device. Now I want to print this invalid device in red line. Yes, I want to print this invalid device in red line. So what we will do, guys? I want to print this invalid device, no device found in red line. I don't want this black line, guys. Yes, very good. No, we should not go for CSS here. So we have one function. We have something as system.out.println. We can use system.err. Again, it is a function. ERR is a static function present in system class. So you know system is a class and this out is nothing but it's a static method. Yes, and this println is nothing but it is an overloaded method of output string. So I hope you know this concepts as you learned in your core Java. Yes. So similarly, guys, in a system class, we have a one more static method by name ERR. So you can see, guys, if you just mouse over, you will get it. See, what we are getting is a static final method. This is a static final method present in class system. So just read it once. If you want, then you can just read this documentation. You will get each and everything. Yeah. So don't to worry. Let us execute once again. So let's say this time I'm going to pass file. So this time I'll get no device found, invalid device, no device found in red line. So whenever you want to represent any error, then you can make use of ERR function. System.err. Now guys, if I make any change in this tube light class, whether LED light class will be affected? Yes, if I make any change in tube light class, whether LED light class will be affected? Yes. So can I say, guys, since we are using interface and abstraction, we achieve loose coupling as well. We achieve loose coupling as well. So if I'm going to make any change in the LED light class, tube light class won't be affected. If I'll make any change in tube light class, LED light class won't be affected. So guys, in single program, we learned what is interface, what is abstraction, what is loose coupling, and what is factory design pattern. And next, we have implemented all the logic. So first we saw implementation logic. Next, we saw this object creation logic, and next consumer or utilization. So guys, is it clear for everyone? Any doubt up to here? Yes, is it clear for everyone? Any doubt, any small doubt? Why new operator, Harshita? Actually, we are calling this class. We are calling this class, and here we are creating the object. Yes, here we are creating the object, Harshita. See, I'm calling light factory. Inside this light factory, get light is a method. So internally, it will call this particular class. Yes, if it will pass tube light, then this return statement will be executed. So no need to use here new keyword because already we are creating the object. Yes, so if you create the object, then that is different scenario. You can do that also. But yes, like this you can follow. So guys, all of you take down pic or screenshot, guys. Later you execute this program by yourself. Yes, all of you take down pic or screenshot. Later you can take down. Later you can execute. I'll give one more scenario. You have to write the program and you have to implement all these logics. Yes, so take down this screenshot, guys, or pic. So one by one, I'll change the class. You need to take the pic or screenshot one by one. Okay, I'll change the class. I'll go to tube light now. I hope it's done. I'll go for LED light. I'll go for light factory. And at last, guys, I'll open the main class. Just take down pic. Yes, I hope you took a screenshot of pic, guys. Now I'll give you one more scenario. I'll keep one scenario. For that, you have to implement all these logics. So guys, can I say all the real-time applications? Yes, can I say, guys, all the real-time applications are the best example of interface? Yes, can I say, guys, all the real-time applications are the best example of interface because it helps us to communicate with someone. Yes. So let us take a small example, guys. Let us take a small example. And for that, you need to implement all these logics. Just a second, guys. Just a second. Yes. So let us take an interface as. So I'm going to consider, guys, here. Let's say, guys, I'm going to consider one application name that is KFC app. Yes, I'm going to consider, guys, KFC app as an interface. Yes, so whenever you are going to use an app, yes, so what you can do, guys, you can order the food. Yes, whenever you are going to use any app, you can order the food. So let's say for this, you will create two implementation class. So either you can order the food, like you can say, you can go for dining or you can go for cash on delivery. You can go for, guys, dining or you can go for cash on delivery. So let's say here I'm going to create an implementation class by dining. And let's say here I'm going to create a class implementation class by delivery. Yes. Okay. Now, in this interface, guys, you will take some methods. So let's say you will take a method as amount or payment. You will take a method as payment. Next, you will take a method as amount, you can say, or yeah, you can take a amount, let's say payment. After that, you can take a method as offer. You can take a method as offer, guys. And even you can take one more method here, let's say quantity. You can take a method as quantity, guys. Now, for these methods, guys, you need to provide the implementation in these subclass, that is dining and delivery. So let us, since it is the interface and implementation class, I'll use dotted line. Yes. So guys, if you are going for now for this payment, yes, for this payment, you need to provide implementation in both the classes. Both the classes. So if you are going to, yeah, if you are going to opt home delivery, let's say this is my home delivery, guys, anything is fine. You can take home delivery. Yes, let's say if I'm going to ask for home delivery, then I'll get some offer. So that you have to implement. But if I'm going for dining, I'm not getting any offer. So these things you have to implement, guys. Now, for this payment thing, for this payment thing, in case of dining, you should give like cash. You should give an option as cash. You should give option as UPI. You should give option as debit card or credit card. Yes. So for this dining, you can provide these three payment options, these four payment options. Now for this, for this delivery, guys, you have to give. Yes. For this delivery, you have to give only two options. For this delivery, guys, you have to give only two options. So let's say for delivery, you are going to give only two options as UPI, and debit card, credit card. For this delivery, guys, you will not give an option that is cash on delivery. Just you will give UPI, debit card, and credit card. So first, guys, you will create an interface. First, you will create an interface, and there you will declare these methods. After that, you will create two implementation class. In these two implementation class, you are going to write the implementation logic. Next, if you want to access the functionality, so based on this implementation, you have to create the object. So you will go for object creation logic, and at last, you have to utilize this resource. So you will go for consumer logic. So guys, for this given requirement, you have to write a program. And in this program, you have to implement abstraction, loose coupling. Then you have to implement implementation logic, object creation logic, and consumer logic. So whether guys, yes. So all of you need to try. All of you will try, guys. Yes. Yes, guys. All of you are going to try, right? Yes. So like this, guys, in interview, they will give some scenario. In interview as well, for the J2EE interview, guys, they will give you some scenario and you need to write the program. Yes, so guys, all of you take down pic or screenshot for this given requirement, complete the program and come. Yes, for the iSwitch and few things we discussed, right? One program. So similarly, you need to implement this program for KFC app and you need to implement and you need to demonstrate all this. Yes, so take down pic or screenshot and complete this program, please. Chetan, why you will talk with management? Okay. You have not installed the software, Chetan, till now? Okay. If you will talk with management, do you feel they will agree? If you will talk then? Yes? Yes, Chetan, tell me. So guys, Eclipse thing you need to check with YouTube. Yeah, Eclipse thing you have to install by yourself. Software installation, that is like you have to try by yourself. Get it done. Make use of internet. See, you have Google, YouTube. Try with that thing, guys. Okay. So if your MySQL Yoga and all is not working, we'll see, guys. Fine. We'll keep one day for that thing. But Eclipse installation, you have to make use of Google and whatever, and you have to get it done. For this, okay, just a second, guys, just a second. Chetan, which class video you want? But you should not say to anyone else, okay? Because if they'll get to know, then it's a problem for you as well as for everyone. So 1st June, right? Yes, that's what, guys. You need to dig a lot. So I'm sharing the video link of 1st June. But don't expect the videos, guys. Only for the installation thing I'm sharing. Because if I keep on sharing the video, you people will not attend the class. Yes, that is a big problem. Few of you will not attend the class at all. That is the reason we are not going to share any video. That is a major thing. So I'm sharing the video of 1st June, guys. If you are not done with installation, you can just see. You got the link, all of you? Check it once. Video won't be shared, Naveen. How many times I should say? Only the installation video I shared. Video won't be shared. You have to be regular for the class and practice the things daily. Okay, Chetan. So just see the installation part. Only the installation part video I shared. Other video won't be shared, guys. Now it's a content. So don't keep any doubt that at last you will get video now. It's not going to happen, guys. Okay, guys. So all of you complete this program, and guys, please maintain a neat